All right, welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to be talking about two tools that help us to also make selection a lot easily. These tools are known as the quick selection tool and the magic wand tool. They are also selection tools. They are indefinite selection tools. Okay, so first of all, we're going to be looking at the quick selection tool. Right below your lasso tool set, you have your quick selection tool. So you long click it, long click it, or you right click on your quick selection tool. Now we are going to use this picture. If you check your resources folder, the title of this picture is two women. So you just open this two women picture in order for you to be on the same page with us. So the first thing you do here is to unlock the background. Okay, so just click on the lock padlock to unlock it. Now the quick selection tool and the magic wand tool basically work in a unique way. They work with colors. Now let me show you how it works. They work with colors. So now let me show you how this works. Okay, now take a look at this image we have here. You can see this blue background here. You can see this orange, or what is it, and then you can see here is sort of whitish, right? Now using a quick selections tool, we'll start from top here. For instance, top corner here, you click and then we drag. Okay, as you can see, it's choosing all the pixels very close to it. Then you can see, watch what it does when it gets to the edges of these girls. It automatically selects around the girls. Can you see that? It makes selection around these girls, interfacing at this border. It stops right at the border where this blue color changes, right? So how does this work? How this works is the quick selection tool selects colors of just about the same, selects colors just about surrounding colors. For instance, if it's blue now, it's going to select colors that are closer to blue, like the blue spectrum. Okay, so you could just click and drag and then start selecting around. So when you notice colors that are a lot different, it just makes selections around them, just moves around them. So that's how this works. So if we try the same thing also for the yellow, now let's move this to new selection. So we click on this orange here, right? You can see that it's picking colors around orange, colors close to orange, right? So we've made that selection. Also here you can see it's picking colors close to orange, right? Okay, good. That's the quick selection tool. So when we come here also for white, you can see it's picking colors close to white. So now if I want to remove background for this kind of an image, what I'll just do, I'll just click my quick selection tool. Instead of having to use my lasso tool to go around them, I'll click my quick selection tool, drag, right? So come here to, let's zoom in a little. Come here to, I'll click in here, select that, then add to selection. Good. This add selection here. Okay, then this subtract. So the quick selection tool does not have an intersect with selection button. It does not have an intersect with selection option. So I click here, I drag around. Okay, come in here, click, drag around, come in here, click, drag around, come in here also. I click, okay, okay. Let's undo that to come to that finally. So we come in here, so we click and we drag around. This way we have made very fast selection. Control Z, we made a very quick selection. That's why it's called a quick selection tool. You make selections very quickly, very quickly. Okay, so then we'll zoom into this place here, and you can see that we've made our selection of this part. And say good, we've selected all the images we've selected. So now if we want to cut, let's assume that we're ready to cut. We just click Ctrl X. That's it. Now I want to change the background of this. I create a new layer. Okay, by now I'm sure you already know how to create a new layer and how to fill that layer up. If you still don't remember, to fill the layer up, edit, fill, right? Choose a color, or alternatively shift backspace or shift F4. So for this I'm using shift backspace, and I want to use the foreground color. That's this color we have here. So that's okay. Right, then I drag the layer up down to the bottom. So good. What have we done now? We've succeeded in changing the background of that picture very quickly, very fast, in no time. Right, remember I didn't refine the edge. But I'm sure you already know that you're supposed to refine the edge. So that's very fast, super fast. In no time we already changed the background image. Okay, now this is so that's how the quick selection tool works. Very simple, very fast, and no time. So I'd like to save this image. Let me save this image, PDF, JPEG. Let me save this image as two women, edit, save. Okay, okay, good. Now save this image. Now let's Ctrl Z. Let me take it back to, okay, okay, good. So I'll just use the history brush tool, and let's go back to when we first opened the image. Or rather, let's go back to when we first opened the image. Yes, so unlock layer. So now we know how the quick selection tool works. Very simple. Although you cannot use the quick selection tools in all cases. For instance, a case where the background is too busy, a case where there are different colors at the same point, it will be difficult for the quick selection tool to arrive at a proper selection. Okay, for instance, now let's use this girl's skirt. Let's see, let's start dragging. Can you see how this is not looking so, it's not looking so fine, right? It's not looking so fine, unlike when we decided to select. So you can see now there's a discrepancy. Okay, unlike when we decided to select the background, which went a lot seamless, very simple, straight to the point, right? So there are cases where the quick selection tool would not really work for you. For instance, when you have someone taking a picture behind, in front of a very flowery, colorful background, it will be difficult for the quick selection to work there, except there is huge contrast between the colors. Okay, where there's camouflage, it's difficult for your quick selection tool to work there. So now we've spoken about the quick selection. So there's one thing I want you to know about the quick selection. So one very important thing, right? Now, if you look at this property on the property bar, or what we call the options bar, you'd see this box. This is the first time we're seeing this box in a selection. So this box is brush size, right? That's a brush size. So for the quick selection, so you can change the size of the brush, you can change the hardness of the brush, you could change the spacing between the brush, you could change a lot of things about the quick selection tool. So now let's say I want a bigger brush. A bigger brush means that it will have a larger tolerance, right? A bigger brush means that it's going to have a larger tolerance. Okay, so you can see this is a bigger brush. This is a much bigger brush, and it's uh it's having a much, so this is a bigger brush. So when you want to, so the point, so now as you can, if you see this part here, that's new, this little box here, that has a number and has dots. That is new in the selection tools. This is the first time you're going to see this box, and it's called the brush. It's a brush size picker, right? It's called the brush size picker. So what it does is that it helps you select the size of your brush. Now, if I want to pick this, you can see this is the brush. That circle you see there on what the cursor turns to is a brush. So if I click here and I drag, you can see this brush is really big. It helps me faster, right? It helps me do my work faster. But if I get in here, this very tiny corner, I cannot use a big brush. You can see that in this tiny corner I cannot use a big brush. So what I do is I go back and I reduce my brush size. So this brush here works. So bigger brushes are for bigger spaces, right? So but then you reduce the size of the brush when you get into smaller corners, because the bigger brushes would be too big to make selections in tiny areas. So reduce the size of the brush accordingly. That's for the quick selection tool. Now I want us to look at the magic wand tool, right? I've deselected this. Say right click. The magic wand tool is one very interesting tool, because just like the quick selection tool, what the magic wand tool does is that it also selects colors, right? It selects colors close. So here's what happens when you click on your magic wand tool. It selects colors and colors close to that color. Now I've clicked on my magic wand tool now, and I come here and I click. One click, just by clicking once, it has covered up all our quick selection tool was doing by dragging. So how does this work? It selects all colors that are close to the index color you picked on. So like we said, this is Photoshop. It's a pixel based tool. So every single dot in here is a pixel. So when you click on the first pixel with your magic wand tool, what happens is it looks around for colors very closely related to that particular color that you clicked on, and it selects them. Very easy way to make a selection. Now let's look at this orange here. Let's see that. You can see, so we click once, you see it selects this particular shade, right? Let's click up here. It selects this other shade, because this orange below, this orange cloth below, is made up of several, due to effects of light and shade, it's made up of several shades of the same color, right? Several shades, but they are related. You can see here is lighter than here. So if I put my magic wand tool here, it's only going to select this. So let's do that. So you see, if I put it here, it will only select the lighter colors. So that is how the magic wand tool works. But then there is something you can do. If you come up here to the magic wand tool, you would see that there are new additions to our options bar. Okay, what I want you to take note of very much is this tolerance. The higher the tolerance of your magic wand tool, the higher the tolerance, the more colors it would encroach, or it will select. So what happens is that the higher the tolerance, when you increase the tolerance, what you're telling it is, well, okay, I know this is blue, this is this certain shade of blue, but I want more of that shade. But when you reduce the tolerance to be very low, what you're saying is you want to be very conservative. So you're just saying, don't pick too much things that are far off from this particular shade. And I'll show you an example. Good. So let me deselect all our selection right now with Control D. I've selected the magic wand tool. The tolerance here is 32, and I click here. You see, clicking here, it selects this particular shade of orange. Now let's deselect, reduce our tolerance from 32 to 10. Press enter. Just type in 10. Press enter. Now come to that same place and click. It has picked a smaller range, because it's now less tolerant. So it picks smaller range. Now let's change that 10 to 5. Enter. Then come to that same spot and Let's make it new selection, then click. Let's click. Can you see that we are clicking on the same spot, but the selections are different based on the tolerance level? So the higher the tolerance, the more colors it can pick. Now let's make the tolerance 70. Enter. So I click. Can you see that he has selected more space? Let's make the tolerance 100. Okay, let's add selection 100. Can you see it has gone as far as selecting the leg of this girl as part of the selection? So if we cut it now, you see it has selected her leg. So when you use your magic wand tool, always be mindful of tolerance. Be mindful of the tolerance level. The higher the tolerance level, the more the higher the tolerance level, the more range of colors it would pick. But the smaller the tolerance level, the lesser the amount of colors it would pick. So I'm going to give you an assignment, and this is the assignment. I'd like you to open this particular file. This is very easy, very easy. I'd like you to open this particular file. The name of the file is Woman in White. So Woman in White, that's the name of the file. So I'd like for you to change the background of this using the magic wand tool. Trust me, this is the easiest thing you can do. I shouldn't have given you this as an assignment, but this is the easiest thing you can do, because already I click on my magic wand tool, 32. It has made a selection already. This is something very easy. So this is basically what the magic wand tool is used for. Quick selection. So instead of you having to draw around this with the lasso tool, you can see it has selected already. So this is going to be your assignment. I want you to change the background of this with your magic wand tool. I also want you to ensure that you make use of your refine edge. I don't want to see any sharp edges. At the end of this, the scores I give you will reflect in the grades you get in your certificate. So I want you to do this take this very seriously. And so yeah, you can go ahead and complete the assignment. So change this background color. I don't want to see this yellow or anything that looks yellowish. You could make it white, you could make it black, anything, but I don't want to see this yellow. Okay, all right, so that's that about the selection tools. In the next video, we're going to be talking about other editing tools we use in Photoshop. All right, take care.